That's 5.15 trillion Kenya shillings, meaning domestically it's about 51% compared to externally at 49%. And so a total of 1.59 trillion Kenya shillings was used to repay the debts, with the interest alone being a whopping 750 billion Kenya shillings, while the interest or the principal amount was 834 billion Kenya shillings. Now, interestingly, during President William Ruto's maiden budget, that is his first budget at State House, just note these numbers. State House spent 1.35 billion Kenya shillings on domestic travels alone, while it also spent 298 million Kenya shillings for foreign travels. Remember, there were efforts to reduce the travel budgets, but that has since not taken place according to the control of budget, even as a whopping 1.17 billion Kenya shillings was spent on hospitality. Going to State House, being served tea, costed taxpayers 1.17 billion Kenya shillings. Motor vehicles that were purchased at State House alone, not the office of the president, costed taxpayers 548 million Kenya shillings. This even as the office of the president and the deputy president spent 1.05 billion Kenya shillings again on hospitality. Remember, there is a 1.17 billion that was spent by State House on hospitality alone, but now the office of the president and that of the deputy president as well spent a total of 1.05 billion Kenya shillings. That is chai, mandazi, just some few billions. That's about 2 billion in Ruto's maiden budget. Travel expenditure increased actually from by 7 billion Kenya shillings compared to the 2022-2023 financial year, and of course 2023-2024 financial year. Pending bills as of 30th of June were 516 billion Kenya shillings. Just to help me dissect this further, I'll be joined in studio by very key guests. That is Honorable Marian Kitani, Member of Parliament Aldai. She's also the Vice Chair of the Trade Committee of the National Assembly. Honorable Shakil Shabir, MP Kisumu East. He's very strong and vocal on matters of corruption. He'll be right here in studio, and as well Ruth Kinyanjui. She is an economist, just of course to dissect how President William Ruto performed in his maiden budget, that is of the financial year 2023-2024. Currently, we're in the financial year 2024-2025. And so, I'll be telling you about the billions that were gobbled in hospitality, while more than 548 million bought cars at State House at a time that Kenyans have been decrying of the high cost of living, especially due to high taxation. But you can also join in this conversation via social media platforms at K24 TV, at Joel Chacha, as well on our SMS and WhatsApp numbers on the bottom of your screens. I'll be sampling some of your feedback before wrapping up New Dawn this morning. But we begin, first of all, with a focus on these stories where the body of the National Treasury employee, Evans Chichir, who has been reported missing by his family for several days, has been found at Machakos Level 5 morgue. Confirming the same, Machakos Level 5 Hospital's medical superintendent, Dr. Daniel Katua, said the deceased body was brought to the facility on August 31st, 2024 at 9:20 p.m. He was reportedly working on a 286 million tender at the ministry during the period of his disappearance.
Evans Chirchir, an employee at the Ministry of Treasury, till his unclear circumstances leading to his death, went missing since last week. Alarm was raised after family raised concern regarding the whereabouts of their kin who went missing on 31st of August 2024. And today, the family met the rude shock after it was confirmed that the lifeless body of their kin was lying at the Machakos Level 5 morgue. Police officers from Chumbi Police Station positively identified the body as per the details gotten from the mortuary attendants. Machakos Level 5 Hospital Medical Superintendent Dr. Daniel Katua said the deceased body was brought to the facility on August 31st, 2024 at 9:20 p.m.
Yes, it's about a body which was brought to our facility, morgue, on 31st of August 2024 at 9:20 p.m.
Katua, however, declined to divulge details on the body, citing privacy reasons. The deceased relatives, who declined to speak to the media, collected the body and transferred it to Machakos Funeral Home after collecting permission to do so from Chumbe Police Station.
The body was brought by Chumvi police officers. That's police officers from Chumvi Police Station. That's Mombasa Road Junction. And the police officers recorded the body in our morgue and identified the body by name as
Chirchir had, before his demise, expressed fears for his life over 286 million shillings tender. The deceased might have met his death because of the nature of his work at the Treasury Ministry. According to his lawyers, Chirchir had faced life threats, which raised questions as to whether the death could probably be related to issues surrounding tendering processes. Investigations into the matter have commenced, even as his body was transferred to Machakos Funeral Home following a family request.
As we speak, the family has gotten permission from Chumvi Police Station to transfer, as per their request, the body to a place of their choice.
Electin Odera, K24 TV, Machakos County.
Elsewhere, it is a state of hopelessness in Nakuru County as heavy rainfall in the region continues to cause grievous harm to the residents. Raging waters on actually Tuesday night swept away a senior catechist attached to the St. Patrick's Ngata Parish who was riding his motorcycle from a church engagement. The rainfall has further soaked wet revision materials for a Form 4 student of Morgan Secondary School in Kaptemba. Mumbi Wambugu narrates that the devastating situation witnessed by families in Nakuru.
Mvua ilinyesha kubwa sana jana jioni na kulikuwa na mafuriko almost all parts ya Nakuru West.
Curious onlookers huddled near the Everready roundabout to witness yet another massive sinkhole that has left many in a state of fear. The sinkhole is as a result of a heavy downpour on Tuesday evening in Nakuru that left one person dead. 52-year-old Samuel Terus, a senior catechist at St. Patrick's Ngata Parish, who also has been the chairman of catechists in Nakuru Diocese, met his untimely death at the Everready roundabout yesternight after his motorcycle was swept away by raging floods. His son Cyprian Kemei has been left devastated.
Juzi ndio tuliongea naye juu tulishinda naye jioni. Kabla ya jana ndio akaenda kazini. Sasa tukapata hiyo ripoti jioni.
Baada ya kuinua mkono juu, sisi tukakuja tukajaribu kumvuta, tulianzia watu 5. Ikashindikana watu 5, watu wengine 5 wakakuja ikashindikana. Tukajaribu kumuinua, kitu yenye tulibaki nayo hapo ni jacket peke yake.
Charles Kipkorir, his neighbor and a close friend, says that the catechist was a hope to the society and many people looked up to him, noting that the Catholic community has lost a powerful man of God.
Na tukachukua mwili mpaka morgue na tukaenda tukadeliver the message to the family. So nataka niseme poleni sana, tutamumiss. He was a great man.
In another locality, Kaptemba Ward, Nakuru West constituency, rains have wreaked havoc within homesteads. Janet Busibori, a Form 4 student at Mugun Secondary School, sheds tears as she stares at her efforts drenched in soaked books and revision materials. It's 2 months to her national examination and she's saddened by the incident.
nikapata maji imejaa kwa nyumba. Mimi niliweza kusaidia watoto wetu. Kwa sababu kuna mtu mmoja alikuwa kwenda kuchukua vitabu, maji ilikuwa mingi sana, sikuweza kuchukua kitu yoyote. Mamangu maji ilikuwa imezidi huko juu, angeweza kufika huko, hadi angeweza angoje ipungue ndio afike. Sasa mimi sikuweza kusaidia kitu yoyote. Hata vitabu zangu mimi niko tu niko nimeenda nazo shule.
Her mother, Frida Mora, is a single parent of 5 children. She says the heavy rainfall has left her family homeless with everything in her house destroyed. She might sleep in the cold tonight.
Na mimi ni single. Mimi ndio natafutia watoto wangu kila kitu mpaka wakule waende shule. Sasa hiyo ya channel ni situa mbaya sana. Kuangalia vitabu ni maji. Kuangalia mattress, kitanda imeanguka chini. Sasa hatuna amani, hatuna makao.
A class 8 pupil from the same family has also been left desolate. The family is now calling on well-wishers to help them get revision materials and other basic needs.
Mimi naweza omba tu mwenye tu anaweza jitolea, uweze tu kunisaidia kwa jambo lolote yenye anaweza, kwa sababu sasa sina kitu niweza kusoma.
Nakuru County has been experiencing worrying trends of land splits and sinkholes.
Sasa sisi maisha yetu hatujui kama tunaweza lala kesho tujikute tuko chini. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu serikali itusaidie.
The residents have linked the incidences to lack of proper drainage and poor planning in the county.
Chenye inasababisha hii shida ni kwamba unapata kwamba hii mchanga, yani hii land, saa zingine kuna sehemu zingine ya watu wakubwa wa serikali wanajaribu kutetea hiyo shamba yao, lakini tunatakikana drainage vile inatakikana ifanywe.
Nakuru County continue to face geographic challenges affecting the thousands of livelihoods in this region. The government is now being called upon to take up the necessary actions before it's too late. Mombi Wambogo, K24 TV, Kaptembwa, Nakuru County.
Away from that, the National Employment Authority has blacklisted at least 20 recruitment agencies as part of efforts to tame rogue companies that have been involved in swindling money from Kenyans. Majority of the agencies that have either been deregistered or denied licenses are based in Nairobi, Mombasa and Eldoret, including First Choice Company that NEA says had re-emerged with a different name. NEA Director General Edith Okoke says they have established a migrant resource center in 3 strategic regions to help Kenyans. Timothy Simwa reports.
For violating rules and regulations, the National Employment Authority NEA has deregistered 20 recruitment agencies involved in taking Kenyans abroad for work.
Indeed, Chair, we have brought on board more members. You can see I've worked with part of the team of the compliance. And I think that is what was lacking, because we were less than 10 who were undertaking this work. So a total of 20 recruitment agencies have been registered or denied registration due to various reasons.
NEA Director General Edith Okoke, while appearing before the Diaspora Committee and Recruitment Agencies, laid out the authorities' plan to tame rogue companies.
A migrant resource center has been established at NEA offices in Kasarani, and it is already in operation. In addition, 2 additional migrant resource centers were established in Eldoret and Mombasa.
First Choice Recruitment and Consultancy Limited, accused of duping thousands of Western Gishu residents for jobs abroad, is among blacklisted agencies.
The one that was accused of conning many people in Eldoret, that company. It is said that the same people have opened another recruiting agency with a different name.
The officer went to do inspection. She said she no longer carries out, it is just her office. She no longer carries out recruitment. But we have shared that information with DCI. As Uasin has a lot of problems at the moment.
Other companies include Gulfway Recruitment Company, Jovera Agency, Dawa Holdings, Makungu International, Jakarta Ventures, among others. In her response to the committee's chairperson, Lydia Haikas, regarding the ever-increasing cases in Uasin Gishu County, the DG says some of the agencies were circumventing the law by using studies and not employment as the basis of their recruitment.
There are these people who call themselves education, I think people being taken out for studies. And clearly, there's people who always use the law so that we do not get it to them. They say we are taking these people out for education, not for work. But when they picked up a lot of money, then there were again demonstrations.
Lately, rogue recruitment agencies have been on the rise in Uasin Gishu as cases of residents being duped continue to unravel day by day.
The government is supposed to create jobs for their people, which I know they have a challenge. They may not be able to cater for all of them. But at the same time, they need to find a way of assisting those who want to go.
National Employment Authority is not having the capacity to monitor all these organizations.
Not long ago, K24 highlighted the story of residents who came forward to protest against Proline Consultancy, Novice Agencies and G4 Travel Company for duping them. They are not among the agencies blacklisted by NEA. Timothy Simwa, K24 TV.
Now, the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has announced that she will be considering pending bills as part of the public debt to curb the tendency of borrowing in kind from suppliers. The Auditor General has further castigated the budget-making process of various counties that overestimate on-source revenue targets and are always lamenting on late disbursement of the equitable share to fund their budgets. Eyebrows have also been raised on interest rates being paid in loans acquired by counties in commercial banks, as well as the high percentage in commissions for outsourced revenue collectors in the devolved units.
Collectors who are being procured by counties.
With total pending bills from both the national and county governments surpassing 800 billion Kenya shillings, the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu is now signaling considering the pending bills as part of the public debt.
We have borrowed loans. You have talked about commercial loans, which you are concerned about. We have overdrafts. And now we are borrowing in kind. We have borrowed from our employees by deducting pensions and other statutory deductions and not paying. And now we are borrowing from the suppliers in kind. They provide us services, they provide us goods, we don't pay. So pending bills, in my next summary, I'll put it as part of public debt.
The move will mean that pending bills will be settled through the Consolidated Fund Services, which is a first charge in the budget of a given fiscal year. The Auditor General, however, is worried of the budget-making process of counties, which accrue more pending bills, while also trashing claims that they are brought about by late disbursement of funds.
They overextend themselves. Indeed, they start from the expenditure side, then they start filling in revenue. Even, I'm sorry to say, revenue that is not feasible. Though they feed in how much they'll expect from Exchequer or national government as shareable revenue, then the balance is a figure that they balance and assume they will collect, which means they will never live to their budget.
Speaking while appearing before the County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee of the Senate, Gathungu has also flagged the source revenue collectors in counties and also the numerous bank accounts opened which could lead to loss of public funds.
The challenge has been, have the collectors been remitting the correct revenue to the receivers in the first place? So we want to extend that audit and see how can we follow up beyond that.
She has further raised an alarm over high interest rates from loans borrowed by county governments to pay salaries from commercial banks, with calls made to improve on-source revenue collection to avoid over-reliance on the equitable share.
Counties are resorting to commercial loans to fill the gap of exchequer releases, but nobody is asking, are counties improving on their own source revenue collection so that they stop relying on the exchequer?
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi. Well, the Auditor General saying it's time pending bills are considered as part of the Public debt, which according to the control of budget as of June, that is on 30th, 2024, it stands at 10.56 trillion, or rather 10.5 trillion Kenya shillings. And that is what we'll be reviewing today, the report by the control of budget on how President William Ruto performed in his maiden budget, that is the financial year 2023-2024. Already in studio, I'm joined by very key guests. That is the Honorable Marian Kitani Aldai, Member of Parliament. She is also the Vice Chair of the Trade Committee of the National Assembly. Ruth Kinyanjui is also in studio, an economist, and shortly will be joined by Honorable Shakil Shabir, who is the Kisumu East Member of Parliament, and also a legislator who is keen on the fight against corruption. Just highlights of what the control of budgets reports entail. State House spent 1.35 billion Kenya shillings on domestic travel, a whopping 1.17 billion Kenya shillings on hospitality, even as the Office of the President and that of the Deputy President also spent 1.05 billion Kenya shillings on the same hospitality, a conversation that you can't afford to miss. We'll be back after this short commercial break.